Alex Shemarov here. Another soft tissue segment to help restore and regenerate some of the broken down tissues that we have and help getting us back to hopefully enjoying some life. So continuing on, last week we went through the front butt which consisted of hip flexor complex, which TFL, rectus femoris, psoas. So we have to kind of fan in a little bit and make our way into the groin. So the groin is still made up of the front butt. So getting into the adductors is a little bit different than for the hip flexor and quad. So as you obviously know, the regions are very close as they are neighbors, and as it kind of wraps around the whole thigh into the hamstrings. So tying in groin into the front butt is going to be really, really important. And we see a lot of adductor work. If there's any dysfunction throughout the adductors, it's connection to the psoas, and then the rest of the body moving upward. It can be expressed a lot of different ways. So not just for hip, knee dysfunction, but the connection of the psoas to the diaphragm ties in the breathing elements. So the breathing and the walking elements start to get really, really, the connection is very apparent. So really connecting and bridging that upper and lower body, part of some of these deep structures, dysfunction there is going to be really important in restoration. So the best way to get onto my inner thigh is to lay on my side. So I'm going to be rolling my right inner thigh, and I'm going to position my right leg so perpendicular to the roller, creating a nice right angle. And I'm just going to allow the leg to rest on there. If you are guarding it at all, you might kind of subconsciously be lifting your leg up, and you might get a kind of TFL or even a glute medius kind of cramp. So just try to relax the leg. If it's too painful, instead of keeping the leg straight, what you could do is bend your knee. It'll make your leg shorter so you don't have as much weight hanging off, and hence it won't be as vicious. So from here, I'm going to kind of roll towards my quad, and I'm going to roll towards my hamstring. So I'm going to slowly start to kind of systematically go through the inner thigh, and there's a bunch of them. I did start from the knee, and I'm working my way up, and I'm going to go as high up as I can. The pectineus is way up there, so careful, gentlemen. And I'm going to go through, so some of the adductor group, we look at the adductor longus, the magnus, the brevis, the pectineus, of course. So all these guys span the inner part of the thigh. As the sartorius comes down, it starts getting involved as I start kind of rolling between rolling the inner thigh and rolling the hip flexor quad. You're going to get through that guy as well. Sartorius is a hip flexor though. But again, as a broad category, they make up, as we call it, the front butt, as Gary Gray taught us. So from here, as I make my way up as high as I can, I'm going to get into like the groin pit, the armpit of the groin. I know, kind of a scary thought. And from there, I could really start getting into that pectineus and really starting to kind of roll towards my quad, front part. And just as with everything else that we've rolled so far, just make your way through thoroughly. Take your time. There's definitely going to be a couple of vicious spots, especially kind of mid-thigh. The adductor magnus, as the name implies, is a super, super big muscle. It's a freak. It performs a lot of different motions. So take your time with this. Make your way through both sides. As always, if you have questions, don't hesitate. Try and enjoy this one as much as you can.